we're now recording, and I would, throw it open. Who wants to be brave enough to go first to just introduce themselves? What are you about? And why are you on the call? Jan, hit it.
I don't run into nails. Who am I? I'm Jan Riddell. I live in Calgary. Adam and I had the opportunity to meet a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
Doing some events together at the Calgary Telus Convention Center. And I sell Nespresso Professional to offices and teach people about our sustainability and the quality of our product.
It's an awesome product. One of my favorite outings last year was going to the Nespresso place where Jan works and sampling and trying and tasting and talking about the coffees. And Jan, I don't know if you know this, but I bought an espresso machine.
Good boy.
But I didn't buy a commercial one. I had to buy a home use one. Oh,
hook you up, my friend.
Love it.
Thank you.
How about you, Maya or Ernest?
I can go.
Okay.
I'm Maya Corona. I get the song all the time, but it's 2 songs though. I can't remember the other one, but yeah, it is 2 songs that people sing at me every time they hear my name. And I am a graphic designer. I'm from Mexico City, moved to Canada 13 years ago. In 2017, I kind of started dabbling into art, and 2019 was like, okay, I'm done with graphic design. Yeah. And so even though I'm still doing graphic design for my own, and I do some commercial art for businesses, I try to do, if it lands with me, I'll do it. If not, I just move on. And Adam and I, we met when I just moved to Calgary. That was 2015.
Yeah.
Somewhere there. Yeah. And we've been working together sometimes here and there, helping him with a few little things that he's started, and became friends. And then,
Yeah.
yeah.
You're also not talking about your 2 beautiful children,
Oh, yeah.
Isabella and Diego.
I have twins.
Wonderful. Yeah.
8-year-old twins, yes. So it's been, they're always here. They're very good kids. I'm like, okay, I have a call. Go, disappear. So they're gone. I don't know where to go.
Maybe they'll make an appearance if we're lucky.
Yeah, probably.
Very good, Maya. So glad to have you here. And Ernest, we are virtual friends. I hope I get a chance to meet you before you go, man.
Well, I hope so too. We are virtual friends, and I'm glad that we connected. So sorry, like the question was kind of like light introduction of who we are, what our deal is.
Yeah. Who are you? Give us a bit of background. You know, I know you, but Jan and Maya don't really know you. And
Sure. Her name's Ernest, Barbaric. I'm from Croatia originally. That's the last name. I'm an import. And so in terms of the background, like my background's all kinds of different things. I've ran conferences, I taught at universities, I put together courses, I ran a digital marketing agency, done consulting, spoken at events, like all kinds of different things. And I have made a transition into executive coaching and strategic advising with a focus on executive coaching. I started that work about 2.5 years ago and really shifted into it this year, at the beginning of this year. So it was just a lot of like slow prep and making sure that I can do it, making sure there's value and all those kind of things. And then I made a decision in December to make the full switch. And then when COVID happened, I just feel like it kicked everything into high gear. And that's the work that I have fully committed to now. And it's awesome. I love it.
Yeah, and that's how we met, was online. He ran a 30-day leadership challenge, which was freaking awesome. It was a part of just, I can't thank you enough for the contribution that made to just having me step forward more and more powerfully every day into what was next. And so thank you. I mean, this project may be a result of the work that you did, even though it was maybe indirect, it was important.
That's awesome.
Thanks again for that, Ernest.
That's
so this week, as we have navigated highs and lows, I started a couple projects, including some yard work stuff. We've now got the flowers out, the gardening's happening. And I went for a crazy awesome workout with my 28-year-old son, who is a fitness monster. Realized I have, oh my God, am I out of shape compared to him? He's like, what's next? I'm like, what's next? I lie down, I recover for 10 minutes, and then we'll do the next exercise. It was awesome. So what was your week like? What happened this week? Business, personal? Ernest, I totally hope you share your story again. Yeah, what's happened for you this week?
Yeah, I guess I'll start with my. Amongst many other things, I ran into a nail in a wall, so that was cool. We're getting our house ready for sale now because we're moving from Calgary to Victoria. It was a big thing. We waited for a very long time to make happen, and it just seems like everything has flowed. I've never had an experience like that where things have flowed like that before, and I still question it every day. Other than that, I was just trying to keep up with things. I've been in. Well, I guess within the last 30 days, I've been in 3 different coach training programs of various things. And so between that, parenting, cooking, running into things, it's a few things.
Yeah, and I've heard about people getting their feet nailed to the floor, but I didn't know you could literally nail your head to the wall.
Hey man, you got to do what you got to do, right?
Well done. Well done. How are you, Jan? What's going on this week?
You know what? This week has been super awesome, and I'm fortunate. My hashtag for everything is love what you do, and I do. And Ernest, when you say it's hard to believe that everything keeps kind of lining up, that's my Bible. I read it every morning. It's the law of attraction. It's the positivity I put out there. It comes back to me. So I get how sometimes you kind of do, can this really be that great? And yes, it can. So kudos to you and the family for heading out to Victoria. That's awesome. I have been a little more active on LinkedIn lately. Part of Nespresso's kind of focus is, connect how you can when you can't walk through the front door. And I connected with somebody who had a post on LinkedIn and just kind of reached out, hey, how's it going? And I ended up on a Zoom call watching Haley Wickenheiser. What?
Wow.
Like Olympic? I mean, Haley, are you kidding me?
She's awesome. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I wonder what the hell I'm doing with my life when I watch her. I'm like, how many gold medals, how many championships, training to be a doctor? I mean, what the hell am I doing with my life? But one of the biggest takeaways that I had with her, and it just kind of put my week into this perfect thing, especially with COVID, is when she would finish a shift and it went horribly sideways, she missed a shot, they didn't win the medal in that exact second, she'll take a sip of water on the bench, let it go throughout her mouth, think about what just happened, and spit it out. And that's how, and then she lets it go. And I thought, that's a great analogy of how to just let some of the stuff that's happening to us these days, like take it in, acknowledge it, experience it, and then get rid of it. So I can't do it with my espressos because that would be messy, but it's something that I've kind of implemented and shared with my kids. And it was just this huge unlock this week. And it came from her, like
awesome.
Crazy. It was really cool.
Sharing that.
Yeah, it's been a great week.
Yeah, and my office would be like drenched if I did.
I know. For sure. Yeah.
Maya, what's going on?
Yeah, it was funny. The hashtag that Jen is using, mine, it will be like, do what makes your soul happy. So it's always about that and why I switch careers. And yeah, it's been amazing. Like you said, it's just COVID happened and pivoting a little bit into what can I do to make a sustainable business. And because I've never run a business by myself, it's usually, hey, husband, let's do it together. And Adam and the other side, do it yourself. I'm like, oh, no. So now it just feels like this empowerment. And like, it's just, I feel more confident and sharing my thing. And it's been amazing. I've been growing a lot, having a lot of commissions coming in, doing workshops online. yeah, it's just been really, really good. And besides that, I have time to go out and do the gardening with the kids, and just what else can we do today to like just have fun with the family and things like that. And yes, we can get really busy, and David is downstairs and I'm up here, and I'm like just really, I don't know, I feel like I work more now that I run my own business that I used to work when I didn't. I don't know. And it's just like I'm always, oh, free time. I'm just gonna go paint. Oh, free time. I just update my website. Oh, free time. Yeah, so I can stop.
Yeah, there's an interesting thing, that phenomena happens in that way when it's our thing and there's a passion, right? And I can hear it, all of your contribution and sharing. There is a passion that is unspoken and guiding. And, you know, first of all, kudos to each of you. Ernest stepping into Victoria and stepping into being executive coach and crushing it. I think, you know, outside looking in, you're doing a brilliant job. Jan, you know, you have always struck me as just a very generous, sharing, caring, making connections, and then paying it forward. You've always done that. And then Maya, you know, I'm so thrilled because you and I've talked about it for a few years. Should I? Shouldn't I? Should I? Should I? Should I? Should I? And you leaped. And look at the universe is going, hooray! Go Maya!
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. So in that, how do you guys continue to network? Like Jan, you shared a little bit about that.
Before we get to that, why don't you give us your update?
Oh, my update. Well, this week, I'm working on a little project that I've created a creators committee. So I've got 6 other people on the creators committee with me working on a project that is going to be called a kitchen table, or the kitchen table, I'm not sure. But the metaphor of the kitchen table is it is a sacred place in a home. It is a place where you can be vulnerable, you can share yourself openly, you can celebrate, you can do homework, you can cry. Our kitchen table it's the hearth of our home. It's not as pretentious as the living room, and it's not as intimate as the bedroom, but it's a pretty cool place. And so we're going to stay tuned, Ernest. Well, I'm super excited about the people that are getting attracted to this. I just had a great call with a friend of mine out of the UK who thinks that we can take this international, and we'll see. I'm excited about what this next project involves, and who knows, maybe you could be at the kitchen table. It'd be cool. It'd be super cool. Thanks for asking, Ernest. Thanks for asking. And to that, it kind of leads me to the networking. You know, lots of us are either in business for ourselves or in the business of business development and sales. Sales is always important. How do you, you know, Ernest, you and I met online. That was brilliant, much to your openness and sharing. Jan, I see you on LinkedIn all the time, putting up positive stuff and clicking with people. And please put up more art. God, every time I look at it, it makes me feel good. But how do you network? Are you going out and networking? Are you finding any face-to-face, or are you mostly in the digital world? What's going on out there?
Yeah, for me, it's definitely a little more digital. I think it's hard. It's great working for a small company. It's great working for a multinational company. And I think when somebody hears the word open, everybody assumes, "Ooh, we're back in there." Things start happening, and I think, "Oh, we're back," but it's so not normal. I have customers that, you know, I'm still going in checking on machines because they're now open, so we're making sure everything's great. But as far as the networking thing, as you know me, Adam, I'm a hugger. I run into buildings. I am here. Let the party start. You know, Jan's in the house. I stopped into a customer the other day and I said, "Hey, how's everybody doing?" They were like, "Oh my God, we're glad to see you. Get the hell out of here." And I thought, "Oh, I didn't even I had my mask on," but still they were like, "Go away." Wow. I mean, I don't know how to do it. So I am behind a screen these days. To me, I'm phoning my people. Just, how are you hanging in there? What are your kids doing? Are you as afraid of grade 7 math as I am? Like, it's all we can do.
Interesting. Really interesting. Yeah, and I too miss the organics and the human contact, like massively.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Yeah. How about you, Maya, Ernest? How's the connecting going? Networking?
For me, I think it's been like this a lot, and I try to connect as much as I can. My social media platform is Instagram. Um, I dab a little bit in LinkedIn, and it's like, this is too stiff for me. Okay, let's go. And that's just my story. But yeah, I'm trying to get different. I don't know. I feel that sometimes I cannot have the same conversations that I have in Instagram, like in LinkedIn. But yeah, Instagram is like direct messages. Like people asking me questions directly, and it's like, okay, you want to have a call, or let's do a Zoom. And yeah, it's a lot like this. Before that, I was doing the like go meet a client and see like sometimes their place and what is it that is gonna be up in the walls. But right now they just trust me, and they're like, okay, you do it. Here's a picture of my whatever it's gonna go, and that's how things are being going.
Very interesting. That's cool, Maya.
Yeah.
Instagram, eh? So I gotta spend more time over there to see you. Okay, I will.
Yep.
Ernest, what's going on? How do you make it happen, buddy?
Well, I was going to say, like, I follow quite a lot of urban sketchers on Instagram as well. And so, because I've played with watercolor for a while, and now I'm making a commitment to get better at it, although there's zero time these days. However, yeah, I was just checking out your account. It's really cool. There's a certain style that you have that's very cool. And one thing that I've noticed with a lot of the accounts that I follow is they've done a few Instagram lives where they'll actually paint live with people. And there's one guy that I really like, Alex Hilkertz, who's I can't remember where he's from, but he lives in Paris. Super cool guy. Like with his, he's got a kind of a very specific style. He does a lot of Parisian buildings and stuff. Very cool. Might be interesting to kind of check him out. So from the networking side, I kind of feel like, so I'll tell you, when COVID hit, there was this interesting thing. It was like, I mentioned that I'm an import. When I was younger, I lived through war, and there's a lot of different kind of things that happen. But what I've noticed myself do is I noticed that this was happening. There were a lot of things that, like, empty shelves, people running for toilet paper out of all things, and panic and that kind of stuff. And I felt it was my role to be a beacon. And so that's where I made myself do that 30-day challenge, connect with people, offer coaching to people, do those kind of things. And in order to help some people stabilize, give them something that would be consistent every day. So that's where that came from. There's a saying that I came to a couple of years ago. It's to be the hope. And so that was what was in the back of my mind when I did that. So that's where the networking, if you can call it that, came from, connections. That aside, I'm in 2 different training programs right now, both of which are international, and I've connected with people all over the world, and it's been absolutely amazing. So, one was a 21-day program, which just finished, and I just signed up for a 9-month program with the same person. And the other one is a 6-week program called Positive Intelligence right now that we're going through. And it's been, it's really cool to have a network that's kind of transcendent of your geographical location.
That's awesome. So yeah, I think that's been facilitated by the virtual. I'm also at a course, and there are people from Puerto Rico to Geneva. It's intimate. There's only 26 of us, but it is phenomenal. And yeah, you really get to know people at a different level, because it does. There's something really cool about this online environment. As much as, Jan, I do miss the ability to shake their hands or give them a hug, or, this sounds weird and I don't mean it to be creepy, but even to smell them, like to be able to smell somebody, it's like that's missing for me. But that's very good, Ernest. Yeah, I think just getting involved, staying involved, big part of it.
Well, here's the thing that I see when it comes to this kind of stuff, even connecting online, is that most people are looking for someone to take the lead. And this is one of those opportunities where you can be that leader that other people are looking for. It might be only for a short period of time. It might be to just hone your skills, but it's like, this is an opportunity to say that I'm doing this, and then let's go, come along. And so I think it's a really neat opportunity to exercise that part of, if that's something that you wanted, that's a really good opportunity to exercise that part of you.
Yeah, good idea.
We've got coast to coast folks, obviously, and all over the world, really. But within our Canadian market, we've had the company really push us out of our comfort zone and said, okay, we have our sales managers, so our leaders. We have the ones, HR who's guiding us so well, and marketing who's helping us every step of the way. And then they turned to all of us and said, and here's what you're going to do. So kind of that consistency, that connect every day. You're going to write a blog. You're going to come up with and at first, I'm a salesperson. I don't write papers unless it's for my kid and I make her pay me. I just don't do that anymore, So coming out of your comfort zone to be that leader, we've now realized that we put different teammates together from all over the country. So this digital world has now given us the opportunity to grow and connect. And we've got some phenomenal brilliance in this team that we never, ever would have known unless we forced them into that leadership role. So that was really cool.
That is super cool. Hey, as you guys prepare for your days and, this networking, all this great activity that you're doing, what do you have for breakfast? Because breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This morning, I had 2 fried eggs mixed with guacamole that my wife had made that was friggin' awesome, and toast with butter on it and 2 cups of coffee. And I got to tell you, I'm set. What you're seeing right now in front of you, that's a product of the great breakfast I had. How about you guys?
I'm a huge breakfast eater, and nobody else in my family is. So my husband and my 2 girls, they will, come into the kitchen at 10:30 when I'm knee deep in stuff, and they'll say, "What's for breakfast, Mom? Can you make crepes?"
Wow.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not doing anything else. Got it. But yeah, for me, it's the old Scot in me. I'll have a bowl of porridge. I'm happy. My latte, and I'm good to go.
Nice. Yeah.
I fast. I cannot eat until maybe 12. And I have water when I wake up. I have 2 of these guys.
Yeah.
And then a cup of coffee, maybe 2. And that's it. And then I'm 12, I'm oh, okay, it's time to eat.
And you, Maya, as I remember, and your husband and I have talked about you, not behind your back, so I'm putting this in the front. You sometimes get inspired and go late. You will work late because you get so inspired. And so I remember my days when I worked late and I would pull a long night to pull off something. I didn't feel like eating when I woke up after those long sessions.
Yeah, I go to bed 1, 2 a.m. every day.
Thanks for getting up this morning.
I do wake up at 8.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's my I can't before I like a zombie. But that was because you told me you decide when you wake up. Because David is wake up at 4:45 with me. I'm no.
No. There'll be no waking up at 4:45 a.m. and there'll be no breakfast till 11. So
yeah,
take care of yourself.
Yeah. Now it's his thing dealing with the kids in the mornings, and I wake up. Okay, let's start the day.
Well done, Maya. Well done.
That's a good. I like that balance. It's a really cool idea that you guys, that the 2 of you worked it out that well together. And I think it's also really cool because I feel like you 2 are very unique in the sense that you're both very creative. And I feel like there's a lot of synergy between the 2 of you, and it's really cool to see.
Yeah.
Hashtag synergy.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you do breakfast, Ernest?
I have been intermittent fasting for a while. So I eat between 10 and 6, and I do eat breakfast. And for me, it's the same every day. So I make 1 egg, I add some egg whites, and then it'll be a side of something, probably usually tomatoes or something. And then I'm off to the races. And back in the day when we had gyms and stuff, I would work out fast.
I missed the gym.
And then I would add a serving of cottage cheese with some spices on it and stuff, and so to fill up on protein, and that was it. Now it's like, speaking of gyms and stuff like that, I have 2 kettlebells and that's it, and then running shoes. So like that's kind of, that's.
I've got 2 kettlebells. One's on this side of my waist.
Yeah, I think that's what's starting it. That's what it is. It's a kettlebell right here.
It's got a handle and it's weight.
And a spout.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. So how are you guys maintaining the fitness? Because I miss the gym. I so miss the gym. I get, I work with my kids. I have an 18-year-old daughter that I try to drag out for, please work out with me. I need a workout partner. I miss the social aspects of the gym. I have a 28-year-old son who is like fit, buff, ripped, personal trainer. I don't like working out with him. He's way too hard on me. I have a 20-year-old son who's pretty good. Him and I are, because he's just, he's accommodating. Man, he loves his dad. And so we work out really well together. And then my wife and I are walking. I think I've walked this neighborhood so many times. That's why people say hi to me. Like, oh, there's that guy with his wife again.
Oh,
That's awesome.
this is my workout routine. Can you see him?
Oh, he looks like he's ready. He's ready for that kind of workout.
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's my boy Cooper. He's my workout. Every morning I say, okay, I'm gonna do it. I know I feel better when I do it. I know I sleep better. I know my hip feels better. I know I'm mentally clear when I do it. And then I go to bed and I wake up the next day and I say, today I am going to do it because I need somebody to help me. Or
It's
just
good to have a partner,
motivate me.
accountability.
It is, yeah.
For sure.
And you've seen my partner. He's
He's so reliable.
I'm kind
My
of like on
favorite
the other.
class.
It's interesting because I'm listening to you guys. I'm kind of on the other side of the fence. The gym that I chose is specifically so I don't have to talk to anyone, and so I was like, it's a powerlifting gym. I go in the morning where there was nobody, and I have a corner that I go to. There's a rack that I need. I'll say hi to the owner sometimes, but that's it. Like I walk in, I do my thing, and I walk out. So it's
All
like
business, guys. All business.
zero contact. I miss it because I was on a good streak. Like it was a good streak. I was getting and I was texting my friends like I was getting new records for all the major lifts that I wanted to hit. My weight was dropping, like everything was kind of moving the right direction. And then like, bam, COVID. And so what I've done to maintain since is I kind of have a choice of a couple of different things. So I'll have either kettlebell workout, body weight workout, or running in the morning. I've been training myself to run 5 kilometers when I go for a run every time. I hate running. I just do it to force myself to do it, train, right?
Yeah.
And what I found is similar to what Jan was saying, is that like I looked at my energy, mood, how I show up, all of those kind of things, and I found there's 3 main components that, well, 3 main components that help me, that keep me there. So one is I need to exercise in the morning before I eat. Second of all is I need to meditate every day, and I have a meditation practice that I've had for close to a decade. And then and then eating between 10 and 6. So it's like it makes choices simpler, and that's been a saving grace in a way. And then also like I track now everything as well. I made a new goal for my weight, so I'm like, COVID or no COVID, I'm going to hit it. And so now I'm 1 pound away from hitting the next goal, and then on to the next one.
I love your rigor and discipline and your formulas. Like I'm inspired by it. I don't know if I can do it or if I will do it, but I am inspired by it. So thank you for sharing that.
It's and just to be, very clear, there's lots of times when I fail. There might be a week when everything goes completely off of the chart, especially right now with all that kind of stuff. And then I can choose to be hard on myself or let go of some of that. And then like the word for me is recommit. So it's the long game. Like doing that kind of stuff in the short term can work, but it can also backfire quickly. And I'm in it for the long game, right? So that's the way that I look at it.
Well said. How about you, Maya? What do you do to keep yourself in shape? And
If I don't have fun, I don't do it. That's it.
awesome attitude. I can buy that.
And so I keep saying, hey, Dave, let's work out together. I work out in the morning, wake up early then. So that doesn't work. So I do some yoga here. We bought bikes. We're trying to go around but man, I'm like out of shape badly. So my legs cannot go up the hill. And so I have to get off the bike and walk the bike. And so David's like in the other side with the kids waiting for me. And so I'm like, I'm not coming with you guys anymore, but I do every time. I'm like, push me. So I'm kind of like doing that and doing some yoga 2-3 times a day, a week. Because I sit a lot in the computer and then painting, and it's like, wake up, and my back is so sore. Yeah. So and I see the difference too. But sometimes humans are very, no, it's fine. Let me finish this, and I'm just like right there.
The passion kicks in. Make the space and do it. Well, I'm just glad that you're out there doing it, and you remind me sometimes of my wife and I when we go biking, because I can get all like practical and it's about the fitness, and next thing I know, I'm by myself because she is just like.
Oh, the flower.
And I'm like, oh yeah, put on like 25K.
Yeah.
Stupid.
I do circles around my family.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, in closing, guys, you have all been just super generous. Great to see you all. Man, I miss you and can hardly wait till we see each other in person. Closing comments, anything you want to say as a professional tip or as a piece of advice, or just, hey, closing comments, and then we'll shut her down for the day.
I will say recycle your capsules. Best of luck in Victoria. It's such a beautiful, excuse me, it's one of my favorite spots. Ladysmith especially is one of my absolute favorite locations. Maya, I can't wait to take a closer look at your artwork on Instagram, because we'll need some for our new office space when we get there. And Adam, I just can't wait for the hug.
Awesome. I'm in. Thanks, Jen. Thanks for being here today.
Absolutely.
For me, I'd be like, just keep connecting with people, because it gives me energy, and it makes me like keep going and meeting new people. And it was awesome meeting you guys and seeing your face, Adam, again.
Thanks, Maya.
Very
great
now.
To see yours too. Yeah, I'm saving on razors. Right.
Oh,
I love the facial hair. I love
it looks
facial.
distinguished.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gold, you mean? Yeah. Thanks.
You know, like the first thing that came to my mind was this this change curve that I talked about recently, and I renamed it into fuck, shit, and okay. So I was like, it's like when something happens to hit you in the face, it's like, oh fuck, and then we have to deal with it. Then you're in the slump. We're like, well, shit, and then after we come on the other side, it's like, well, okay. And so that was the change curve that I was going through, and there's different things that kind of happen at each one of those stages. And I think it's one of the things that I found the most interesting is that sometimes you'll slip back into a previous stage of grief, change, and whatever else. This one's based on Kubler. And I found it really interesting just to notice what people need depending on what stage they're in. And then even noticing what stage that you're in, what you need, and how you surround yourself around people that might be in a similar stage, how you support others, whether they're friends, family, or whatever. I thought that was a really, really cool idea that might be valuable.
The FSO curve by Ernest Barbaric.
Not necessarily the way that I've named it, but that's what I'm working with.
The barbaric curve. I love it.
Right.
I love it. Anyways, folks, thanks a lot for a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. I love you all, and I'll see you soon.
Cheers, everybody.
It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Okay.